am going to be challenging Marion Dutton, and we're each going to be painting each other's lessons. It should be quite challenging, but a lot of fun for you guys to watch. Let's get her on a voice call.
Hi, Kevin.
Hey, Marion.
How are you doing?
Good. Looking forward to this challenge.
I know we've been summoned by our mutual students. That will be Hope, Fred, and Mickey. We're completely blaming you for this, guys. But
Yeah.
they've challenged
If it doesn't work,
us.
it's their fault.
Absolutely, definitely. We're not being responsible for any of this. Okay, Kevin, I'm going to challenge you to a pet portrait. How do you feel about that?
Completely awful. I don't paint pets, Marion. I don't paint pets or animals.
Well, it'll be interesting to see. I don't think I've ever seen you paint one on your YouTube
I
channel.
am challenging you to do a landscape painting. We'll see if you can be as loose and crazy as I paint.
Well, I also know you paint pretty large, and I definitely paint way smaller than you. So I'm going to brave it and go a little bit larger than I normally do as well. So I'm ready for the challenge, Kevin. I'm looking forward to it. So
That'll be fun. I think we're both going to learn something and struggle.
Absolutely, definitely. Well, you know, we're forever students as artists, aren't we?
That's true. That's true. Can't ever learn too much.
No, absolutely not. Okay, so I shall see you in a couple of weeks, and we'll see what you get up to.
All right.
Looking forward to it. So I'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Very good.
Bye-bye.
Check in soon.
All right, I've got my acrylic colors. I think this is all I'm going to need today. They're not the exact same colors, but I will make it work. I'm painting on an 11 by 14-inch canvas, which is just slightly bigger than the reference image. And so I scaled up the dog to basically fit. I think it should have been a little taller, but I'm not going to resketch it. I'm very happy that I even got this on here. Let's just go ahead and block in these basic shapes, just like Marion did there in her basic underpainting, which basically just felt like she sort of more or less just threw it on. So that's what I'm going to do. What could possibly go wrong? There we go. I'll tell you what could go wrong. I could lose my lines. Where are my lines? I'm already losing my lines. I gotta be careful. Oh no. All right, we got that worked out. Okay, disaster avoided. Let's go ahead and continue to work here. It took just a couple minutes, but I didn't spray anything on the canvas or put any more of my foundation medium down. I think it'll be okay. I'm just gonna take my rusty tones. I believe Marion said she was using raw umber for this. I don't have raw umber. I'm just using my colors today. So we'll just see where we get. I'm sure it'll be fine. Not much difference. There we go. Actually almost put a little greenish cast into that. Give it a little flavor of a raw umber perhaps. But yeah, her first wash is just really almost just kind of uniform and over the whole thing, but you know, splotchy but uniform. So, and I don't think she's overly careful here. I'm not going to be either. There you go. Okay, now what I've done is I've just paused the video and I'm just kind of following along, just trying to get to that point. I'm going to take a little more time than she did. Just want to take a second and let you know this video is really sponsored by our Patreon members. So if you're not a Patreon member, I highly suggest that you click the link in the description and at least check it out, because you can sign up for just 1 month and try it and see if you like it. I've got all kinds of full-length lessons on there, depending on what tier you sign up for. We also do the occasional critique video where I'll go in and kind of show you some areas where you can improve your painting. You'll send in pictures of your painting, just random things like that are a lot of fun. Monthly live streams, that's probably the most fun. We just get to hang out. You can chat in and ask questions and I'll answer them live as I'm doing a painting. Honestly, Patreon is probably one of the most, if not the most fun part of this whole painting journey for me. Really has been Patreon. It's amazing because I get to interact with you guys. So I'm super thankful for all of you Patreon members. And if you're interested, you can click the link in the description. And all right, let's get back to the video. So now I'm coming in with some black and I'm just going to work in some black in these areas. Let me get my reference picture full screen there. I've got a little monitor that I normally use for my live streams down there. Well, I'm using it now for her lessons to see Marion's lesson, because that way at least I get a good view of what my painting should look like. Whether it looks like it or not, We'll find out. I feel like this is the right idea. Now, this eyeball is a little sketchy. I'm not totally sure how this is supposed to go, but we're gonna make it work. Okay, I guess that's about right. I'm looking at her blob and my blob, and they look similar, so I'm gonna take that as a win. I noticed that she went quite slow around the eye, and so I'm gonna do the same thing. Yeah, I'm gonna do the same thing. I may even change to a smaller brush. My canvas is bigger, but I still might grab a smaller brush. My colors are a little off, but it's just the underpainting. How important can it be anyways? Well, as you can clearly see, we've had a problem. I'm working to fix it. The eye didn't turn out right, so I'm trying again. What was wrong with it? I don't know, but it sure looked weird. I probably should have taken a quick video before I wiped it, but I just wanted to wipe it off and make sure that I was going to get it, before that acrylic cured or dried anymore. I kind of had to scrub it to try to get it off, but I eventually did. I'm not totally sure if maybe I messed up my drawing. I thought I was being careful, so I'm gonna be careful again, and hopefully get it right this time. No, hopefully we'll come back and have I'm gonna just really carefully follow these lines, I mean, it's hard because I look over at hers and it looks like an eye, but then like when I try to do it, it's harder. I believe I've got the eye more or less sorted out, more or less. I'm just right now, I'm kind of working in the mouth area. If it's still coming together, I'm not gonna say it's good or bad yet. I just want to see kind of how this pans out, and I'm gonna need to probably make some adjustments. I think the eyes look pretty good. Actually, eyes are just, yeah. If you've never painted animals before, eyes are hard. For me, why are eyes hard for me? I don't know, because I need practice, I guess. Yeah, well, Marion did a good job of explaining how to do it, but it's one of those things where you just have to practice. So anyway, wonder if my lines aren't quite in the right spot. Hard to tell. Starting to cover it up with paint. Let me get my reference image back up, full screen. Yeah. Oh, you know what? Okay, I think this line under here, I've actually been using titanium white. It's kind of like a white-out eraser. Just to clean that up, and I can actually let that dry. It takes like 10 seconds for it to dry with the air conditioner on. I'm not putting very much on. And then I can come back and, in fact, I don't know, help. Send help. Well, as far as I can tell, there's a little line right there. As far as I can tell, that's my drawing. That's my underpainting done. I left this really rough down here. Maybe I shouldn't, but I did. And because I don't have a sketch for down here. I've got to find my sketch and kind of draw it in manually instead of tracing it on. But anyway, I'm going to put a little more detail in, probably with a pencil after this dries, before I do my oils on top. And I'm looking forward to the oils on top. This should be good. I think that the eyes don't look weird. I think they look normal. Maybe. I'm going to let this dry, and I'm going to come back to it in a little while. In fact, it wouldn't be bad to step away. Probably at this point, I put a lot of time in that. I'm going to step away and then come back with fresh eyes. Speaking of eyes, with fresh eyes, and we'll see what it looks like, and maybe put a coat of foundation medium over it just to protect it before we do our oils. I'm giving my canvas just a light mist, and I completely forgot or didn't notice that Marion had actually toned her canvas with this very light greenish color, and greenish yellow or something. I'm not totally sure. But anyway, I'm going to go back and tone my canvas like so that I can match hers better. And it obviously needs it. We've got to get rid of that white canvas. I don't know. I'm sure we're going to I'm guessing are we not gonna paint a background? This may be it. All right, my background is officially dry. I've got my custom detail round brush ready to go. And I'm gonna start out here with my eyes. Oops, that's black, let me get some blue. Grab some blue and some white. Blue and white. Let's see what that looks like. I think I'm gonna put just a little bit of clear gel just to make the paint creamy. Okay, it looks like Marion's blue's a little darker. Let's go a little darker. That's Prussian blue. Obviously, I've got my landscape colors today, and it may not be identical. I'm gonna put a little tinge of red in it, not much. Anyway, I'm gonna play around with this. Maybe I'll come back in a minute or two. I think my eye needs to be changed just slightly, but I think they need to be just slightly more round. I'm not sure. I guess I can change that with the oil phase. So I'm following here to the best of my ability. I guess it's coming out okay. At first, standing here, I think, oh no, this is not working. And then I went back and I turned on the cameras just to give you an update. And it looks okay from way back there. So I don't know, maybe we're going somewhere. That would be exciting. I noticed Marion is leaving a lot of strokes, a little bit of strokes. She's not flattening it out completely, and so I don't want to overblend. I'm not sure if I have too much paint or not, but that could always be wiped away. So I think I'm good. I need to watch the next step. Now, I've got the opportunity here to use my little steady stick. I noticed Marion uses a steady stick quite a lot in her lessons. I appreciate that during her eyes, I'm just doing this, I'm just trying to actually learn it. Obviously, I'm hitting stuff in the studio. Obviously, the canvas is dry. I'm trying to learn how to use this because later on it's not going to be dry. And I've never used one of these before. So I want to just kind of get used to using it. So I'm using it now. But yeah, I kind of like it. I kind of like it even better than resting my hand on the canvas, which is not something I do very often anyways, obviously. But yeah, this is working. I'm just trying to get a little highlight. I noticed in the lesson, it's just a little brighter here, and it's fairly precise. I mean, I don't know. I guess this is coming across okay. Just yellow ochre blending right into the other colors. Of course, Marion's got quite an interesting palette. I've got a completely different palette designed for landscape paintings, and I'm just having to mix up those colors rather like burnt or raw, was it raw sienna or something? I don't know, raw umber, whatever it was. I had to mix it up, and I'm sure I'm going to be doing that quite a bit. That's okay. Wow, I thought we were done with these eyes, and then she goes and puts on some Naples yellow, which is just, I'm going to make it out of cad yellow, little yellow ochre, and white. That'll work, something like that. Hopefully it looks about like Naples yellow, kind of like a creamy yellow. Yeah, I thought we were, and then she goes off painting another color. Oh. All right, so I watched her do the left eye, and then I paused it. I'm going to pop in a little color there. I will say this, I have enjoyed, obviously I'm not filming this entire thing. If you don't need to look at my version, you can go look at her version. No reason for me to film the whole thing. So it's actually freed me up to pay a lot of attention to what the process of painting instead of having to worry about is my hand covering the canvas and yada yada, all that stuff. So that's been helpful to me. I feel like my Naples yellow is brighter than her Naples yellow. I don't know. Well, it seems like she's moved on from the eyes, so that's good. We're now working on these patches of fur around the eyes, kind of building out around the eyes. And it was a very interesting color mix. You'll have to watch her video to see exactly what she did. Of course, I just had to do it with my titanium buff, and some of these colors I've never used before, but I'm just more or less guessing, and I think it's close enough. But yeah, that looks good, I think. And I've adjusted my eyeball there slightly, so I gave it a little more rounded contour, and I'm actually enjoying it. Now that we're expanding out, I need to be careful not to get my hand in the wet paint and make a big mess. I will say I'm a fan of the stick. It's definitely helping. Just kind of more or less trying to match these big dark shapes. She's making it look pretty random, but I wonder how random it really is. It's kind of hard for me to know because I don't know. I don't necessarily know what I'm looking for with this. Let me see, is there a soft transition? Ooh, I'm starting to get kind of, okay. Marion's dog does not have. That's okay. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. Well, more and more it's beginning to look like the picture, the final result. Obviously, we're, for me, I mean, you might think, well, you're miles away. It's going to take a lot more. Oh, there's a bug. It's going to take a lot more work. But for me, I'm looking at this thing thinking, wow, it could be a dog. And so it's very encouraging. Very encouraging. I'm just going to scrub these colors. I actually changed to an old, this is a 1/4 inch flat brush, an old one, because I don't want to scrub and wear down a brand new one. It'd be a waste of a brush. So use a filbert brush, use whatever, what is she using? Some sort of a worn down brush, just whatever, as long as it's not something that's new, because you will destroy your brush. Also, you may be wondering, or you might have already noticed, that I've got virtually no tooth on my canvas. I'm using a watercolor canvas, which is very similar to a regular canvas. And the main difference is that there's really not much any texture. And that helps me a lot because I don't have to fight. You could, of course, do a portrait smooth, which essentially this is, rebranded. There you go. As far as I know, there's no reason why the oils wouldn't happily stick onto a watercolor board. I mean, if watercolors can stick, they're very fragile, then oils can stick, and they're not fragile at all. Now I'm just working in these orangey tones for, the side of the face here. I'm gonna make sure that I get this line correct. I suppose it comes down like so and stops. Am I right in there somewhere? Kind of looks about right. Can you tell how confident I am? There we go. And then let's darken it slightly. And let's see what happens. Maybe a little darker yet. There we go. And just, work that darker bit right up in here into this area. Okay. This is definitely getting somewhere. I wonder if that needs to be, something doesn't look quite right. I'm gonna figure it out. Something's not quite right here. Oh, I don't know. I'll have to look at it and figure it out. No, I see it. I've got to bring some black, some of this black here, up in here. Okay, I think that squared that away. Okay, yeah, that's more similar. For whatever reason, this nose has been giving me trouble. It's not that the layering of the paint is difficult. That I'm okay. I'm going to highlight this thing and I can highlight it. What I'm struggling with, this is not crazy. What I'm struggling with is the shape. Like, I don't know. I'm trying my best to match it. I had a good drawing. My drawing got covered up, but that's okay. That's normal. You got to cover up your drawing at some point. But I'm still struggling to get the nose shape. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm abandoning trying to fix it. I'm not going to get the perfect shape right now. It's like lopsided or something. I'm going to highlight, and I'm going to see if just highlighting it helps it, and it very well may. So yeah, that's where we're at right now. And we will see, and I'll pop back in with you. It's just been a whole lot of me fiddling. It's not that I'm progressing in the painting. I'm almost at a standstill until I get this nose sorted out. And I've been at it for a while. And until I do get it, it's very interesting. This pet portrait stuff is not for the faint of heart. You know what? That nose isn't perfect, but I think it's better. Not only have I highlighted it, which was, of course, helped. I've also sort of adjusted it. I've moved the nostril up. I brought it out this way and just done several various things to try to make it a little better. And you know what? I think I can live with it. It's okay to say it's not going to be perfect. You know what I mean? I know that from landscape painting. It's okay if it's not perfect. I tell you guys all the time, it's okay to be happy with your painting. And I'm going to take my own advice. Doesn't mean I may not go up in here if I think I can improve it. I will definitely improve it if I think I can. And I may touch it up some more later. I don't know yet. But I'm to the point where I think it doesn't look too odd. And it's okay. It's okay to be happy with your painting when it's not perfect, and it's not perfect, and that's okay. So let me just, right here on this nose, bring in, I don't know, I just see a little slash of dark. There's just a lot of little nuances in that nose. You know, I'm noticing here I've just paused it. There was a nice little close-up image, and I've just paused it. And I'm a little behind on some of the other areas I need to go put some more detail and get caught back up on that lesson. But I just really felt like I wanted to get this nose accomplished. And I'm actually going to, according to what I'm seeing on Marion's painting, I'm actually going to bring some of the darks up here. So there's lights here, but then it actually transitions into slightly darker, but it's still nose texture. Do you see that there? Still nose texture. I'm going to kind of bring that up a little bit like so. Can't say it was easy getting here, but we're somewhere. And it's actually time to grab the liner brush and begin to put on the details, the detail phase. I've got this paint just ever so slightly creamy. And I noticed on the lesson that Marion's coming up in here and just doing a bunch of these little swishes, a lot with the darks, kind of just allowing it to go into the light. I noticed she went around her eyeballs. Actually, I'd like to do that. Let me get my stick. This stick is helpful. There's a reason that she uses the stick. There we go. There we go. Yeah, okay. The hardest part is having no confidence. I'm so used to painting with confidence. I know how it should feel. I could, paint and just without even looking, just by the feel of the brush on the canvas, I can tell you if it's working or not. And I don't have that here. I'm not even sure what I'm supposed to be doing other than I'm just blindly following her lead. And I like the painting result, but it's just sometimes I don't know, like thinking about it more than I normally do. I don't normally think much about my painting. I gotta get in there and do it. I'm really thinking, you know what I mean? The thinking is the hard part. It's to concentrate there. So yeah, it's so interesting, isn't it? I've definitely got some adjustments and some work to do up here, but maybe I can do that with this little brush, just spending, I don't know. She said something about this lesson. It only took her like 3.5 hours to record. Oh, good for her. Well, the end is in sight, I think, as I just place on these few details here to the mouth. Forgot about this area, and so we're just going to add in our details now. Yeah, just sort of creating all these little bits and pieces. There we go. And this paint is just slightly thinned down, just enough to get it to kind of roll off this liner brush, but still pretty thick so that it mixes with what's underneath, because actually I'm relying on, I should say, this mixing to happen so that, it softens my colors, and otherwise it'd be too hard, too sharp, you know what I mean? So a little mixing is a very good thing. So the paint's just creamy enough to come off the brush. Just creamy enough. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. How much detail can I get in is the question without making little mistakes. Believe me, more than once today, I felt like it's been one step forward, two steps back with a lot of this. Just a lot of the little details and stuff.
Hey, Kevin, how did you get along with that pet portrait?
All right, that was intense. That was crazy, and I think it took me 4 days.
Really? Is that for real?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's time for the big reveal. Let's have a look at how you've got along with it.
All right.
Oh my goodness, it's fantastic. Wow. Look
Thank
at the
you.
light in the eyes.
I was telling you earlier, it's by far my best dog, and that's not because I'm good at painting dogs. It's because the lesson was really, really good.
Oh, I'm so pleased you enjoyed it. As you know, pets are one of my absolute favorites. So, honestly,
Yeah, your
I
pets
think
are awesome.
you've done an amazing job on that. The eyes are absolutely captivating, and I love how you've got the that warm and cool, the cool blue side on the shadow side. That looks absolutely
Thank you.
fabulous. Well
I appreciate
done.
that. Thank you. Now, I
Brilliant.
think I
Well
should get
done.
one extra bonus point because I did it with landscape colors and landscape brushes. I so wanted your brushes while I was painting.
Even better, amazing. Well, you've got a lot of texture in that fur.
I
That's for
took some
sure.
scissors and I was clipping my brushes and just trying to make stuff work.
It looks absolutely amazing.
It's not quite as good as yours, but I'm super pleased. I'm so thankful it came out as good as it did because I there was more than one time I was like, there's no way. It was so sketchy. Like the nose, when you go back and you watch my video of the nose, oh man, I struggled with the nose.
Oh, I'm looking forward to seeing the whole process of that developing. I'm really excited to watch that video. Okay, so are you ready for mine?
Thank you. Okay, your turn. I want to see it.
Here we go. Ta-da!
Oh, that is awesome. Absolutely
Can I just
awesome.
say, I thought the lesson
Colors are popping, the details are great.
was incredible.
Wow. You know what I like? I like the atmosphere and the sun coming through. It's very pretty. Very pretty. I love it.
The colors, they were so much fun to do. Obviously, I really, really enjoyed painting this one. Much bigger than my larger paintings. I don't normally work
What size is that?
large. This is a 16 by 20. I normally work real tiny. So
nice.
Just a little something like that. So you can see.
Yeah.
This is way bigger than what I'm used to working on.
That's awesome.
Absolutely loved the sky. Loved doing the sky. This part here, oh yeah, I had trouble.
Did I give you trouble? No kidding. I'm looking forward to looking at the video. That'll be interesting.
It did give how you got the lights and darks on. I really struggled. I think I must have had the paint on far too thick, and I was struggling.
Oh, maybe so. That would do it.
Your trick with the shop towels, just I shall be borrowing that a lot.
Good. I hope you do.
So all in all,
it really
Kevin,
does help.
It was a really, really, the colours were just so nice painting all these beautiful sunset colours. Really enjoyed it. And the lesson was excellent. You did this in 3 hours. This one took me all day, 6 or 7 hours, because I was at it all day.
Nice.
So
that's awesome.
Literally double what you did with yours. So well done.
Hey, that's all right. It's part of learning. I think you spent less, like, what did you spend on your dog? Like probably about 3 hours, and I probably spent 12.
It just shows you though, doesn't it? Did you pause the video? Did you do a bit, pause it, do a bit, pause it? That's how I kind of
I did a bit and paused it. Now toward the end, halfway through the video, you know what I did was I just started jumping through it and then just kind of matching where you put the color, I put the color, and I stopped watching every brushstroke just because it was taking me so long. But I think watching every brushstroke helped in the beginning, especially.
Yeah. What I did, the trick with yours is I actually watched it on speed. That sounds bad, but I watched it sped up the day before, so I knew where I was going with it. So then when I was able to play the video, and do a bit. And a bit like you, I was able to catch up at certain points, even though I was letting the video just play. But it was a really, really enjoyable experiment as well. So it's really kind of reignited my wet into wet passion. I've not done them for quite a while. So
Awesome.
quite enjoyed them.
That's great to hear.
Yes, so all in all, Kevin, I think that was a very good experiment. I think we both we drew on that one. Do you reckon? Do you think Fred and Hope and Nikki will agree?
Yeah. I'm going to keep those dog painting skills because I've got somebody who wants me to do another dog, so I may end up doing another one here.
Yeah, perfect. That's what they're there for, isn't it? It's all about developing and learning. So, well, I have really enjoyed this with you, Kevin. It's been so much fun.
It was really, really good. I really enjoyed it. It was fun. Thanks for doing it with me. And thank you to Hope and the rest of them for getting us together.
Yes, we can blame them later.
That's right. Oh, I was blaming them halfway through the painting, let me tell you.
Yeah, me too. Okay, that was so much fun. Thank you very, very much, Kevin, and I shall see you again soon.
All right, sounds good. We'll talk later.
Okay, bye-bye.